Welcome to another edition of Screencast. In this screencast we're going to clarify why the formula for a triangle is half of the base times height, or base times height divided by 2. So first of all, let's just take a look at these shapes that we have on the screen here. Here we have a rectangle. If we were going to find the area of this, we would do base times height, which in this case, let's use red here. See here, we could call this the base, 1, 2, 3, and then the height of this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we're interested in finding how this would represent a square unit, if we're interested in finding out how many of those there are in this figure, we would do 3 times 5 and get 15 square units. Now let's pretend that we're not interested in the rectangle, but we're interested in half of that. So we're interested in, let me see if I can shade this in for you with a different color here. Let's say we're interested in this piece right here, half of that. Now it's my hope that you realize that if we had the whole thing it would be 15, but we're interested in half of that. That means we just have to take the 15 and divide it by 2. 15 divided by 2. Now it's not going to work out evenly. It's an odd number. So we either have to use mixed number or a decimal to represent our answer. So let's get this ready to deal with. Put the decimal right here. 2 is going to go into that 7 times. Get the 14, subtract, get the 1 left over, bring down the 0 that you knew to add, and then 2 goes into 10 5 times. That means if we were to count how many of these square units we have in the shaded green part, it would be 7.5 or 7.5 square units. If we take a look at this one, this is a square, right? 2 times 2 is 4. Let's pretend we're interested in half of it. And we're just interested in this piece right here. Wouldn't that be 2? Because the whole thing would be 4, so half of it would be 2. If we look at this next one over here, to the right, the base on that is 2, and the height, we have to be careful because the height has to be perpendicular to the base. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we did 2 times 4, we'd get 8, and that would be the area of the parallelogram. Let's pretend for a moment that we're not interested in the area of the parallelogram, but we're interested in half of that. And again, let's pretend, let me see if I can shade this for you to help you understand. So this piece right here would be half of it, all this. Doesn't that look like a triangle to you? Alright, so let's review. We're doing area equals half of the base times the height. And we said that the base is 2, and the height, recall, we have to go to the very tip and then look down. So look, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 times 4, and then we have to divide that by 2, or take half of it. 8 divided by 2 would be 4. 4 square units. So let's call it centimeters. And then put the little a. It's too bad the pen never works when you need it to. Alright, so basically, just to review, triangles are really just half of a rectangle, square, or parallelogram.